Hello, concert band Woodwinds. I'm looking here at the second Lyrical Etude, which is in the middle of the page. Reminder that you only need to prepare one etude from each side, so if you're already doing a different Lyrical Etude, you obviously don't need to prepare this one as well. Before we start, you should probably pause the video and make sure you have at least a pencil in your music, and probably your instrument as well, so you can try out some of the things that we are talking about. Okay, so this is a nice short Lyrical Etude. 3/4 time, and the rhythms are not too complicated, but they do change a little bit, so be careful. Key signature is concert D major, which is probably not your favorite. So double check your fingerings. I'm looking especially at this G sharp here, which you'll notice also carries through. Watch out for that as well. Looking at the first phrase, so the first couple measures, might not be obvious kind of where to draw the end of the phrase. Do we breathe here after the slur, or do we breathe here on the bar line? Might not be obvious from looking at it, but you'll hear it right away. You're going to want to breathe on the bar line and let this be a note of resolution. It also means you're going to want to lengthen that note a little bit and not cut it off so as to keep the phrase going. So I'll just play that for you and you will hear what I mean. So not cutting the phrase off right there. You'll notice I don't really shape the line very much. And the reason really is because there's not much to do with it. You see these, four, we just stay on A the whole time. The line doesn't really go anywhere. So dynamically I'm sort of static, which is fine. Looking at the next phrase though, that's pretty different, right? You can see we have this nice ascending line. Let me switch colors here, you'll see it better. Like this, all the way on up. Don't be fooled by these kind of up and down motions. If you were to phrase with each of those, it would sound kind of silly. So we're just going to look at where the big musical line is going and phrase that way. You can tell that's a hairpin, I hope. So I will play for you the second phrase, and again, you'll kind of hear what I mean. So you'll notice we actually tonicize A, which means it sounds like A is our home note here, even though we know that D, of course, is our home note, because that's where we started. But A is definitely our destination note for this phrase. Okay, second half, the rhythm switches up a little bit, so watch out for that. You'll see if you look at kind of the main notes in the melody here, we go from A down to D, and then we have this big sweeping line up to this A right here. So we kind of start on a tense note and go to a more settled note, right? D is our home note. So let's phrase it like that, with a slight decrescendo into that, kind of settling into that D. And then a nice big sweeping crescendo up to the high note, which is really the peak of our phrase up there, right? Like the first phrase, you'll want to phrase all the way to that last quarter note and not cut it off. So make it nice and long. This is also a great place to use some vibrato if you're an instrument that uses it. Pretty much everybody except clarinets could do well with some in this etude. Okay, and then the last phrase. Really we've got the similar thing going on, but our goal note with a lot of tension in it is going to be this A. The repetition here, and then the fact that A is going to lead back down to D, which is our home note. So that's where we're phrasing to. Like that. So, I think that's about all I have for you on this one. Like I said, pretty short, not too hard. I will play it for you one last time so you can hear it with everything that we talked about. So, good luck and have fun preparing this one.